So first of all, thank you very much for the invitation. I mean, it has been really a journey with Egor. And you know, products are good and companies are nice, but at the end it's people, yeah? And I really always appreciate that the people behind Targetprocess is what makes really the difference, yeah? We'll break down a structure to Agile. So we are a very traditional company. As Ego told, I'm Innovation Director of Vinci Energies Germany. It's a very big company, 65,000 people. And we have different divisions. This is why you will see Vinci Energies, Actemium, and it's just one small part of the business. So Vinci Energies and Actemium are the same thing for you to understand. Yes, you guess I'm Spanish, but working in Germany for quite a long time, already 16 years. Time passes by very, very quick. And I come from the operational business, yeah, so I just put it here, the relevant positions. So I was managing teams and customers myself with accountability as a business unit manager, but I was as well previously on a production environment, so our typical customers now. Yeah, so I always try to understand the business from all the sides, yeah, so from customer, supplier, and team. So you are welcome to contact me on LinkedIn. I'm a very social guy. And first, I would like that you understand what do we do, and have a short video. Do we have sound?
Actemium is the Vinci Energies brand, dedicated to industrial processes. Relying on a network of more than 300 business units in almost 40 countries and on its 20,000 experts, Actemium rolls out an extensive range of integrated, reliable and sustainable solutions and services, adapted to the needs of its customers throughout the entire industrial life cycle, with as ultimate goal, improving the performance, optimization and flexibility of their production equipment. Thanks to the power of its network and expert knowledge of each process, Actemium implements on a day-to-day basis customized solutions that can be multi-technical, multi-site or multi-country. In design, build, maintain, Actemium deploys its expertise in process control and automation, electrical and instrumentation, mechanical and piping, process utilities, in each market segment. Being a renowned integrator, Actemium is a major player in the transformation towards the industry of the future, thanks to its innovative solutions, focusing on three main topics: smart process, smart energy, and smart maintenance. Within the industrial world, in full technological evolution and facing new challenges, Actemium contributes to a continuous improvement of its customers' industrial performance in strict compliance with safety rules and regulations. The agility of the Actemium network is a key strength in industrial transformation. Actemium, improving industrial performance.
So you see, it's a slightly different environment. It's an industrial environment. I love your presentation, Bruno, yeah, because you were talking about how to organize the company in a decentralized way. We are completely decentralized. Although we are a very big company, these 300 business units, they are autonomous cells, yeah. And for our Hirschman colleagues, where are you there? Yeah. So we love Hirschman, by the way. We always say internally, you know, if Cisco is the Volkswagen of the cars, Hirschman is a mix between a Hummer, because it's pretty robust, yeah, and a Porsche, because it's pretty fast, and comfortable, like a Mercedes, yeah. So this is the similar environment, yeah, to you. And yeah, traditional, very conservative environment. We just start talking about reorganizing how we work and agile. Everybody gets nervous. And it is not about the tools. It implies a completely cultural and deep changes on the fiber of the company. And it can be sometimes daunting.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man.
So I just wanted to make a point. I'm going to present some ideas. Yeah, maybe you agree, maybe not. Yeah, there is no real rules through how you manage a company, how you manage problems. Yeah, I love this guy. I mean, it's wisdom distilled. Yeah. Who know this guy, by the way? Of course, yeah. Big Lebowski. It's so. Why are projects a little bit special? So Agile implies many other things, but basically, if you concentrate what we're discussing today, the main difference between Agile and work pattern structure is this iterative way, and for us, it's like very cascade, yeah? So typical waterfall. And you see that although the activities basically are the same, there are subtle differences. Yeah? So implement, because it's not just coding, it may imply buying, building things, and subcontracting. Validation, our Hirschman colleagues knows very well, so it's a process that could be extremely complex with regulators, with customers, but it's about approvals, documents that have to be signed, with a stamp, and yeah, so it's a process. It's a very rigid process that you not always influence. And commissioning, again, is not just testing, deploying, you press a button, puff. It's sometimes hard work, just pulling cables, and yeah, so it involves a lot of real-world interaction. It can be messy. Another important aspect on our projects is that involves many different companies. With all that that implies. Yeah? So these companies, they are very specialized. These dependencies are very rigid. Down payments are usually linked to achieving a certain milestone. So everybody's fighting to define what is this milestone. And penalties are as well very, very relevant. So in this environment, Microsoft project has been working for many years. It has been working well, I would say, until someone starts challenging the traditional ways of working, yeah, and start talking about agile or this kind of improvements, how we work. And the biggest challenge or the biggest expectations when management in this environment is talking about agile is what they have in mind is this. This is what they really have in mind. Okay, instead of working so sequential, let's put it together, and we will reduce the time, or at the end it's money, and we hope that this early interaction with all these teams will improve the quality. This is the underlying idea. Just to give you this is the idea, but the challenges ahead are not small. Yeah? So in industrial environment, if you make a mistake, it could be a real big consequence. Yeah? So it's not that, okay, let's compile again and it works. It is not like that. This is why there are contracts everywhere. So you are pretty limited as well in the things you can try and do. And as I said before, it is not just the tools. You have to change many, many different things if you want to do something like that. So you were talking about transparency. It's transparency, collaboration. Transparency means traditional project managers, what is my role now? Yeah? So can I decide or the team decides? Yeah? So there are certain things there. There will be some conflicts. We have seen many times. How do you resolve this when you are working like in a collaboration environment? Yeah, it is an issue. And contractual, again, back to contracts. So what usually happens when we try just agile tools in non-agile environment is following. If you realize here, because these different crafts are working in a sequential mode, there are relatively low changes, or the changes, they don't affect too many people, okay? The biggest problem you have is that maybe one of these crafts takes more time and you are shifting everything. So you have relatively low conflicts because they are working pretty isolated. What it gives you as a project manager 80% of the time to coordinate. What again, if you are coordinating a lot, you avoid changes and you avoid conflict, so it's positive spiral. When you are working here, and everybody's working together at the same time, and you make a change, it affects not only your team, it affects many other teams. So you have many more changes, you have many more conflicts, because they expand out to different companies, different contracts. And you are just working with problems and don't coordinate, where it generates more changes, more conflicts, and it's a kind of negative spiral. And this is what we have seen in industrial projects in the last 5-6 years. They overspend, they take at least the same time, and nobody was really happy with this approach. So you don't see a quality improvement, you don't see a time improvement, but you definitely see a cost explosion. So can Agile still help here? Yeah? And you have seen this many times. And this happens when you start in the middle of this chaos to make a change. So if you decide to do this, you have to do it before the project starts. And the challenge here is that at the beginning of the project, nobody feels there is any problem. Yeah? So everything is fine. We just started. When the problems start, it's too late. It's too late. But I think someone said as well, yeah, our approach was a little bit different. So who cares about Agile? I mean, really, it is not about a methodology. It's about the principles. I think it was you, yeah, that you were saying Agile. Take the good things of Agile methodology. Yeah. Adapt to your needs. And as Egor said, you can even rename it. So you will stop the discussions, Agile doesn't work. Why? It's different, it's a different thing. So let's try. This is why we choose Temperament. Yeah. And where we did it, yeah, the technical features, yeah, cool, very nice. We started with TP2. Targetprocess 2 was not nice, to be honest. It was very functional, but it was pretty ugly, yeah. But what we really loved was that there was a very clear vision. I really enjoy the post from Michael, from Olga, that they really tried to envision what it's all about, yeah. So you could realize there is some thought on the product. It's not just putting features on top, yeah. Very pragmatical. It was already in 2014 that you decided, no, we are not an Agile tool, we are a visual management tool. And I love that, because this is exactly what I believe. It's not about the methodology, but about the underlying ideas. And it was already praised quite a lot. The support team is amazing. And Egor, Ole, amazing teams. Yeah, so the team, the people is absolutely great. So what we thought is, okay, let's give it a try with agility. I'll just do it quick. And the idea behind was if the problem is that the project managers don't have time to coordinate the teams, let the team coordinate themselves. This is why we choose Targetprocess. Yeah? To empower the teams themselves, that self-organization and so on. And we planned that as another task. You have to do it, you have to allocate money, resources, and time for your development teams for just collaboration. And these are the drivers that I was talking about when I was talking about environment. Yeah? So you have to really foster transparency everywhere. Collaboration. I didn't hear too much here, but we invite to our Targetprocess instances our customers and subcontractors. So for us, team is an extended thing. Yeah? Everybody that has something to do with the project is part of the team. You have to trust this self-coordination. For many of our project managers, they get very nervous because it's delegating decision power. And this delegation involves as well when there are conflicts that the people, they can decide themselves how to solve the conflict, even if there are financial impacts on the companies involved. This is maybe the most difficult part of it. Yeah. And you have to plan that. As I said, it's nothing that you can start in the middle of a project. There is no time, there is no money. Therefore, you have to put it in the contract that this is the tool we are going to use and this is how we are going to use. I'm going to show you, yes, I didn't want to show Targetprocess stuff because you all of them are using. I just wanted to show you a little bit more about the environment itself, the work processes behind. Yeah? So this is a kind of medium-sized master plan. So this is not even the detailed plan. This is just the overview. And everybody knows from the minute this is published, it's useless. Yeah? So it's never even up to date, not even when it's being done. But it's the only thing you have to solve conflicts. What we do, usually it's 1/4 of all these elements belong to us, are under our responsibility. What we do is we filter out our tasks, work breakdown, structure tasks, and we convert directly these tasks into releases. As simple as that. So each Microsoft project task is a release for us. The project manager takes what we have to deliver and splits in epics and features with a granularity between 200 and 1,000 working hours or effort. And the team has to refine further into smaller pieces from around 4 to 24 hours. The project manager takes care about the impediments and change requests together with the customer or subcontractors. And we love lists. We really love lists. I remember with Egor at the beginning, with TP3, lists were the small kit, yeah, so you had, but they were not that developed. For us, when you are talking about hundreds of work elements, Kanban is very nice, but it's not manageable, it's too big. So this is why we love lists. This is just an example, don't really pay attention at the content. I just wanted to call you to the attention of here. So we use intensively calculated fields, so custom fields with calculations, metrics, working behind making calculations. And we are always trying to identify deviations as soon as possible, where we see this is requiring more time or money than we plan. This is why we try to convert as well hours into money, because it may seem the same, it is not always the same. And at the end, what we are interested is in the financial result. And as well, very important, especially when you are giving feedback to the customer, is a realistic estimation where you really are. Yeah, that everybody can plan ahead in advance. So these are main KPIs, so to say. Work breakdown structure, completely revolutionary concept in our environment. First time we saw that to the customer, they thought, this is black magic. It works great. It's really combined with the real progress. This is the most powerful tool, and this is what our customer mostly appreciate, because we can give really very precise estimations that we really match up to the day or week when we are going to be finished. And someone said, collaboration, collaboration, collaboration. And it remember me to Steve Ballmer jump in on Microsoft, developers, developers, developers. It's collaboration, collaboration. Transparency and collaboration. As I said, we invite the customer. It's an open book. The customer can read, can see what we are. We don't try to hide this information. And some takeaways. I don't know how we are on time. I hope it's okay. So industrial projects are a little bit special, yes, but even Targetprocess can deal with it. It's extremely flexible. We don't really pay that much attention to the methodology. We are not that. It's agile, it's a Scrum, it's whatever. Call it how you want. Important is that it works for you. Be pragmatic. This is why we love as well Targetprocess. And transparency, collaboration, and self-organization or empowering. These are the three main drivers to really improve the projects. This is where the improvements are coming from. And customers and partners are part of the team. Something that we tend to forget, and that increased as well the quality and the results of the projects in a huge, huge amount. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, Jorge. Thank you. That's a real relaxed day 2 style of presentation. I like how you, Bruno, kicked it off in a relaxed manner, up to the point, and we keep going in that style. That's nice. Why stress?
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay. Thank you for being the trigger of this summit. Thank you as well.
Thanks to you.
So, Jorge, do you agree with me that Igor, Olga, and other members of support team should get a raise?
I mean, I don't know, guys, what you get paid, but whatever it is, it's worth the money. Yeah. So it's excellent, excellent service.
Elmar is asking, how do you convert those horrible customer sheets into TP? Is that done manually?
Oh, that's a very good question indeed. Yeah, Igor knows what I'm talking about. Well, it's a long story. We indeed developed a plugin for Microsoft project, so a kind of integration between Microsoft project and Targetprocess. And it worked. It worked very nice. But the bloody Microsoft project, and I hope there is no Microsoft people here, You were talking about technical debt. I mean, they have a technical bankruptcy on the platform because for you to understand, I will make a long story short, every language means a different software. So when we made the whole thing, it was Microsoft Project 2016 English American, by the way, because English British, English American, they are different. So you program everything works fine. I sent to some teams in France, and they come back, but nothing is working. There are messages, errors everywhere. So why? And we realized that basically we would have to program a different plugin for each language. Yeah, so talking about technical debt, this is really a problem. And we abandoned that a little bit, yeah. But if someone is interested, we can discuss about it, hoping that the language fits you, you know. Okay, this is the same question.
Do you have an integration? Yeah.
Yeah, we have. We use the API intensively. We have a plugin with Excel as well. We are able to export everything to Excel to allow traditional managers play around with their own reports. It's working very well.
When converting a work breakdown structure to the brave new backlog items, do you really mean tasks are converted into backlog items? Shouldn't it rather be describers of goals?
I don't really understand 100% what you're talking about here, but as I said, the work breakdown structure tasks for us are the releases. So maybe it's the confusion. What you see on this big Microsoft project is not really the work that you have to do. These are just the steps. You know? So you could imagine it's machine X installation. What does really mean for our development team? There are many, many different things. Yeah? So this is why this Microsoft project is not reflected in epic features or whatever. This is completely different. I can explain to you later a little bit more in detail what it's.
Are your salaries transparent as well?
You mean transparent that they are so thin that you can see through? I guess so, yeah. But yeah, no, not really. I mean, we are very decentralized. You have to understand, we are 2,800 legal entities with different histories. Last year, we acquired 1.5 billion, so we are growing every year. No.
Do you use burn-ups?
Yeah, we have quite a lot of burn-up people in the company. Nah, not really. Because we are not really interested how much we are doing, but when we are going to be finished. And burn down for us is the thing to follow. Yeah.
Well, I think we're good with questions. Thank you again, Jorge.